Hey guys, what's going on? So today I'm going to be making a video on one of the best modifications you can make to a naturally aspirated or boosted M54, and that comes in the E46, E39, and a couple other vehicles, I believe. In this video I'll be going over the benefits and gains and everything you'll need to swap over to an M50 intake manifold, and I will be going over everything you need to do. So first thing you need, M50 intake manifold. This is an OEM piece that comes off an M50 B25, which is found in E36s and E34s. It's a pretty common intake manifold. You can find them online for between 50 and 100 bucks. You can find them locally or at junkyards. Just look around. Just make sure it's the right one. I'll go over really quick why this swap is good and why you should do it, and then I'll go over cost, what parts you need, and then just how to do it. So, why you should do it? Well, as you can see, it's very, very simple. The runners are straight and pretty big. There's tons of room, and they go straight through. It's really no hassle in terms of electronics, wiring, vacuum lines and such. This is everything you need. So you'll run an air intake temperature sensor, a vacuum line for the fuel pressure regulator, an ICV hose with the ICV, and then your throttle body, and that's pretty much it. You'll install it as is. The reason you want to do that, simplicity, especially if you're boosted, better flow, reliability. You don't have the DESA valve, which is a common thing on the M54, and that actually does fail. It goes wrong, you lose a lot of power. In space, it's a lot smaller, and it is so much easier to take on and off and work on and get to things. It leaves a lot more room. It's an awesome upgrade. Next, I'll talk about parts you need. So, of course, when adapting it, you'll need the M50 intake manifold. You will also need an adapter plate to adapt the intake manifold to your stock throttle body, because you will be using stock throttle body. If you have a 2.5 liter, you can always upgrade to a 3.0 and put that on. This is a 3.0. Throttle body, it is a little bigger. You need that because you are going to retain your electronic throttle body rather than having a drive-by cable, because it is a lot easier to do it that way. I don't know of any way right now to tune that out. So there is an adapter kit. It is by Seems Legit Garage. It comes with the adapter plate. The next thing you'll need, and this also comes with the kit, is the stock manifold. You have these ICV ports. So it comes with little plugs, which is Allen holes, and you thread it in. And that'll get rid of that, so you don't have to worry about it. It will also come with templates, because you can see the shape of the ports are different. So you can port match it if you like. That'll bring more power. It'll flow a lot better. It is not needed, but it is recommended. I am not going to do it at first, but when I do my second teardown and go for more boost, I will be doing it. That also comes with the kit. It's a really good kit. It comes with pretty much everything you need. The only thing other than that you do need, and I do recommend if you're going with boost, you will need the intake boot and the ICV hosing. And then you will also need the piece right here to adapt. The piece right here that goes to the hosing. So a lot of M50 intake manifolds, you'll have the plastic piece, but if you're going boosted, this will pop out immediately with boost. So you need to upgrade it. I have the Rally Road ICV fitting, and I have maximum PSI ICV hosing and 90-degree elbow. You will use your stock mass airflow sensor and your stock ICV, and it will pretty much be routed like this. It's pretty easy to put together. You just need that hosing. For cost, I got the M50 intake manifold for free. Expect to pay $50 to $100. The hosing is about $180 new for both. I got this for $50, I got this for $90 new, and this one used. The adapter kit is $100. I'm pretty sure they just came out with a new one from Rally Road, actually. I can't talk for the adapter plate, but it comes with, you will also need to modify the fuel rail, which I'll talk about in a minute. It comes with the pieces to mount it once you modify the fuel rail. Then you will need to take your stock air intake temp sensor from the M54, and you have to throw it through a die and thread it so that it'll fit into here. You can also, off of Bimmer World, you can buy a pre-threaded one. I went ahead and bought that because I wanted it new, I didn't want to have to worry about it, and it was easier that way. All in all, that was $40, $180, $100. Expect to pay between $200 and $300, depending on how much you get the manifold for. So for the hosing, you can actually use stock M50 hosing. Really, all you'd have to do is throw it on there, but since I am running boost, it will not last with that stock hosing. It'll blow off. It's not going to do well under high boost pressure. So that's it for the manifold. For the fuel rail, I have it right here. This is the stock M54 fuel rail. You do have to cut these tabs off because it mounts backwards. On the stock one, it runs this way, I believe. On the M50, it runs this way. So you have to cut these tabs off, and then there's two holes, one there and one there. And that is what you'll use to mount onto the M50 intake manifold. Threaded hole here and here. You just get a little piece of metal and cut two holes, and you can bolt it up right there. And for the stock brake booster, that'll slide right on here, no problem. There's also a ton of room. It's super simple. There's nothing else to it. There's these little holes, which actually don't have anything into it. But if you thread it, you can actually add some ports, and it looks really clean next to this for a boost gauge and some other stuff if you would like to put it there. So that's pretty much cost and everything you need to do it. As far as actually installing it, the pattern is the same. I'll try and set it up and show you how easy it is to set it on. There we go, starting to get it on. It's pretty much on. Just have to slide it all the way down. It's a little difficult because the trans mounts aren't installed. So when I put pressure off, it tilts the engine and it's a lot harder to get on, especially with one hand. So this is pretty much how it'll sit a little further down when it's mounted flush. The fuel rail, like I said, will mount this way instead. You will also, on top of modifying the fuel rail, you will also have to take the cover off of the wiring because the injectors are flipped, so you will have to redo it, and then you can re-tape it up. So it'll pretty much sit like this, and then, like I said, you just get some metal stock. Obviously, the injectors aren't pushed into place. Put it across, bolt it up, and then this hose will just go on here like normal. That's pretty much all there is to it. There is, like I said, it's not all the way on, but this fits perfectly. You don't need a tune, but it is highly, highly recommended that you tune it because you're gonna be putting more air. I've seen from installs that you will lean out. Other problems you could have is if you delete the ICV, that's an option to go with as well, so you don't have to do the hosing. There's a couple other things. I'll throw some links in the description and some Facebook pages where you can ask more questions if you want any information. I just wanted to go over what it is, how to do it, and why it is so awesome. I highly recommend it. If you have the chance to do it, especially if you are turbo or supercharged, it is amazing. You get rid of a lot of stuff you don't have to worry about. It'll get rid of a lot of emission stuff, so keep that in mind as well. You will have to modify it more for, let's say, like the fuel evap system. You have to add another port, I believe, for vacuum, and a couple other things, but I'm deleting pretty much as much emissions that I can to make this easier. It's awesome. It looks a lot nicer. It's a lot easier to work on. It pulls the intake up right here, and it's really nice because once you get that, intercooler piping goes on right there and you're good. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully I helped you out. Just a short little video to help you guys out if you had any questions or needed a visual representation of what it was or didn't know about it and just found out. If you're thinking about doing it, do it. It's awesome. It pretty much only has pros. The cons are pretty much outweighed by the pros, like when you delete the DISA valve, once you get a tune. The power band pretty much just eliminates the need for a DISA valve, especially if you mess with the Vanos. You can pretty much eliminate the need for the DISA valve anyway. It's especially good if things are already failing, like your DISA valve. You can just delete it entirely with this intake manifold. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any more questions, comment down below. I'd be happy to help if I don't know the answer. I probably know somebody who does, and I can send them your way. I'm a little tired, so I'm gonna go get some sleep before work. I'll see you guys in the next one.